Hello everybody, can everybody see me and hear me all right? I think I'm live. Can you guys see me? Okay, perfect. Sorry, I just, for some reason, the YouTube live stream is telling me that I'm not online. But if you guys can see me, that's fine. It probably needs to refresh a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. I was gonna wait for a couple of minutes to have some, to allow for everybody to tune in. But I can see from the chat that there are already quite a bit of people. Welcome. My name is Alessandro Mastroianni. I don't know how many of you were here for part one. If you were here for part one, thank you so much for bearing with me for part two. If you were not here, we had a lot of fun. I think I had a lot of fun. We explored concept and simple concept by Krotos Audio. I started writing a track from scratch, which I was just listening to just before tuning in, just to remember the chord progression and that kind of stuff, to see what else was I going to do today. And of course, I started cringing because composers, when they go back to listen to the stuff that they wrote 2 weeks ago, is like, did I really write that? That sounds awful. So today, the mission is gonna be to fix that. So just a couple of things. If you were here already for part one, you probably already know a lot of this, but so sorry about that. Just bear with me with a minute. If you're new, my name is Alessandro. As I said, I'm a composer and sound designer. I'm mostly involved with the part of the music business that is related to, of the music industry that is related to media. I write music for films a little bit. I write a lot of music for TV shows. I write a lot of music for music libraries, for catalogs, write a lot of music for advertisement, that kind of stuff. So if you have any question whatsoever related to this bit of the music industry, but even if it's something else, please do let me know. A couple of weeks ago we did a live stream and we didn't really have a time slot set up for the Q&A, with a sort of grab them as I was looking at them in the chat, but Linda and Mihao from Krotos are gonna be in the chat. I'm gonna gather all your questions and they're gonna send them to me, and I'm gonna answer them at the end of the live stream. If I'm sure that if you're here on this live stream, you know who Krotos Audio is, but if you don't, Krotos is a company set in Edinburgh, here where I also live, although I'm obviously Italian. If you couldn't catch that from the accent, I'm sure you all you all noticed. We are all based in Edinburgh, and they do some incredible sound design products. Their mission is really to change the way that people design and perform sound, to make it faster, easier, and more inspiring. And after a few years entirely dedicated to sound design, they started to enter the music production market, and they did it with these two really awesome plugins, Concept and Simple Concept, that we started exploring in part one to make some music. Concept right now is at at a great price. So do go at the Krotos Audio website and have a look and grab a copy. If you signed up for the Eventbrite event, you're automatically entered in a giveaway that we're gonna do today as well. We're gonna give away 2 copies of Concept. Last time I was caught by surprise. I didn't have the drum roll, so today I set up a timpani patch over here so that we can do a proper drum roll. How does that sound at the end? Okay, because last time I didn't have it and didn't feel right. If you know what I mean. What else should I say before I start? Mihao and Linda in chat, ready to answer all your questions. I did say that. I think we might be ready to go. What do you guys think? So, first of all, I'm gonna listen back to the track that I wrote last time. And oh yeah, that's what I need to say. Last time we did I did some presets for Concept, which Linda sent after the live stream. I'm sure she's gonna send them again after this live stream. But I also did some new presets for Simple Concept this time because rightfully so. I was pointed out that a lot of people had Simple Concept and they didn't make any presets for them. So here you have them. I got them loaded over here. So there are 5 new presets. I just have a quick look at it so I can also use this as an excuse to remember the chord progression that I wrote. It's very low, isn't it? How was it? There you have it. This was the chord progression. I made them a bit more fun compared to Concept, a bit more experimental. Like there is this stuff. I thought it was cool. Anyway, you can have a look if you own Simple Concept. Linda's gonna send it after. Is gonna send these presets after the live stream, and I'm sure in the description of the event there is also a link to part 1. So if you haven't watched that, it's obviously great to watch it before you watch this, or even after, because there is the first part of the song that we created over there. What I'm gonna do today, so let me just quit this. Here's what we wrote last time. I pretty much haven't touched it at all. I only did a little bit of housekeeping, coloring track to try and remember what we did, but for the rest it's completely untouched. So when I go back to a track that I started at some point, what I normally do is use this logic function of the notes, and I basically listen back to it and I start writing notes. So if you're okay with that, I'm gonna do exactly the same, because I already had some ideas when I listened back to it before, and I so in this way we can all listen to where we left it and take some notes and to get ideas on what to do next. Let's listen to it. Where is the sad piano that I had to put on because I'm a film composer? Here's where we left it. Okay, so as you can tell, oh, sorry, you can stop. Okay, so again, this is something that I do all the time. If you see all my Logic sessions from the past, they're basically filled with notes. You know, deadlines don't always allow that, but if I can, I always try to take at least 2 days to write whatever piece of music, because that allows me to sleep on it and then go back the following day with some fresh ears and, you know, write down a few ideas, and that's what I do. So what I wrote right away, I don't know, it felt like very abrupt starting like that, although this is one of my favorite sounds of Simple Concept, this flow preset. And if you remember it, we automated it with the filter. So cool. So we created that sort of sound. I love that, but I think it'd be really cool to have a couple of bars of guitar. I really want to track some guitars and bass today and do stuff with it with Logic. Then ear candy is it sounds weird, but if you are a production music or library music composer, you're familiar with this term. And ear candy means like a recognizable sound, which is it can be either like a little melodic hook, or more often it can be some sort of sound effect. And here's what I meant here. I think it would be really good to put a couple of transitions here and here, because you see, when I look at this compositionally as a composer, I see 4 clear parts. So you have this bit of the chord progression and this bit, which are, I guess, A and B, although it's not really A and B because it's sort of the same chords. And then you have these 2 parts which work as intro. And I feel that we're missing a sort of a pre-intro, if there's such thing. I mean, this is not a song, but I think you know what I mean. Yeah, I wrote serial compression on bass because as I was listening to it, I noticed that this part here really lacks some bass, which it was sort of done on purpose. If you remember last time, we got rid of a lot of the bottom lines to sort of leave space for the bottom end, and we didn't get to write it. So I think that here is a good time. And I do like the fact that the bass in this first section is a little mellower, because then you get this big sawtooth bass starting here, so you want to have that surprise effect. This buzzy, drony bass that sounds very cool, and that's again this is a patch that I made in Concept. Then what else? Oh, another thing is that I didn't write. That I was thinking that here. I think there is something that should work with the hi-hats. You know, something that sort of accentuate that rhythmic effect. And actually, one of the presets that I made last time for Concept is perfect for that, and it's called Movement. So I'm gonna write it down here so that I have a note. Movement on part B. Okay. And so like the bass, and I thought it would be cool to show you some serial compression. We're not really getting into mixing. After last time, I had a few of you writing me that they wanted to explore more mixing techniques. I think that we're not at that stage yet, meaning that the track still needs to be developed quite a bit. But if I can today, I am going to show you a bit more of production techniques mixed with some mixing tips here and there. Then snare, yeah. If you remember, at the very last few minutes, I showed you this trick on the part B with the snare. So we had this effect. So we sent the snare with a gated reverb a la Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins kind of thing, and we sent it to a delay. We're gonna do. I mean, it's a cool effect. I love it, but it's way too present over here. So we're gonna need to tame it somehow. I'm thinking maybe I can automate the send on that bus to only occur at some points. And then, electric guitar section A. I think it would be really cool to have some really reverberant electric guitar. I'm seeing this track, going towards sort of dream pop, 80s territory. Although I still want to keep it sort of underscorey, but it's a bit dreamy. So I think it would be cool to do something in that style. And then is that it? Oh yeah, and then as what I said, the last thing that I wrote down is melody. Like this is not really a tune yet. It's some chords. There are some cool sounds. Then thanks to concept and simple concept, we went through a lot of patch building in concept last time. This time I'm just want to be quicker and actually get to write some music and so to write some melody. So that's the plan for the day. It's a lot of stuff to do, and let's hope that I can. Where should we start from? I think actually it would be cool to do the ear candies over here. So let me listen back to it for a second. Have a look at the chat in the meantime. Hello. All right. A lot of people tuning in. So here I was just envisioning sort of a big effect starting over here, and last time, as I said, I did make a patch which was pretty good for that, and is in concept. So let me just duplicate this track so we have it already. I don't want the sand. Okay, there you go. Here's concept. Let me remember how that one was called. It was called Wind Gust. Yes. Can automate it with the mod wheel. Yeah, let's just have a quick look at the patch. So if you remember, this is a quick drag and drop system for concept. So you can automate stuff just by grabbing any parameter and dropping it in the modulation matrix in the middle of it. And here I got some modulation opening the drive of the filter and a few other things going on. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it quite simple. Let's see. I'm gonna start from here. Just like a little wind blow, really. So let's send it to a reverb. I got a plate for now, then we can think about some mixing. Yeah, I'm gonna do exactly the same here. I think. Oops, sorry. I think it makes so much sense just to to work as a sort of a punctuation between between all the different sections of the track. Just call it win for now, as effects. Color to it as well, so we can keep track of it. Yeah, something like what I played there right now is, a bit of these effects, giving the track a little bit of sparkle. In Logic, I've got this capture recording that I keep on the transfer window all the time because it's incredibly good. If you play something and you happen to like it and you didn't record it, if you click on here, Logic remembers what you wrote and puts it down for you, which is great. So let me just color track by region color and name region by track name. Okay, so we have a little bit of order. Okay, so we've done that already. That was super fast. Okay, so I think I want to track some bass in here. It's really missing something, Also, you know why I want to track some bass here. If you remember, here we had this patch which I really like, which if there is nothing else going on, is completely silent. And the reason for it is that we use the audio input coming from the kick drum to open the filter. So if I solo the drum kit as well, you see, so it opens the filter with the audio input. So I thought it would be cool to track some bass and duplicate this and have it opening with the bass similarly, or maybe with an opposite filter kind of thing, and we can have a little bit of movement going on. So let me grab a bass and let's do a bit of that. Okay, I'm a really bad bass player, so you're in for a treat. Got a lot of cables. All right, so I got my bass on input 5. First of all, we need to put it in mono. Input 2, sorry, it's on. Can you hear my bass fine? If you can, because the way it's routed in my studio, I think you should be able to hear it. If you can quickly let me know in the chat if it's not happening. I want to this is an Avalon U5, which is basically a DI box. So we're not tracking bass through an amp. It's just going to be a very clean sound. So what I do when I'm writing and I want to track bass or whatever is I put it in loop in the section that I want to use and see what I can come up with. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it looping. Get this piano part over here. I'm gonna put it up in the screen. If I actually use these screen sets, I can have a sort of a piano score generated by Logic, which is awful, but I am gonna keep it on this other screen so I can have a look at the chords going on and I can improvise something. So I'm gonna look at this other screen for a minute because I got the score there, all right? I think I got something. No one is mentioning in the chat that they can't hear my bass, so I take for granted that you can indeed hear it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do. Sorry. Then maybe like. All right, I think I got something. So let's record. I'm gonna cycle record, but with one bar before, so in case I'm early, which very I'm usually the bass is there, all right? Okay, perfect, good. I'm normally late in playing and not so I'm sure that won't happen, but it's sort of a safety measure in case I'm a little early, so that the records from here. And I also want to leave a few bars to let ring, and I'm gonna cycle record a number of times so that I can have at least a usable take. Let's see. Okay, recording. Try and improvise something better on top for the second bit. Something like that. 3 for good luck. Let's see. I don't know, how does that sound? Is it alright? Let me listen back to it for a sec. Yeah, I think take three, we kind of have it. Sorry to speak in Italian. Take tre. All right. The only thing that I'm thinking is I played sort of very softly with fingers. I'm wondering if playing it with a pick could work a little better within the context. I know that bass players normally hate using a pick, but let me just have a look. Just to try it out, you know, like we're just trying out different ideas. Let's see what happens. Mistakes, but I think I like it better with fingers anyway. Let me just do another quick take with the pick. I'm not sure. There was a little mistake here, but other than that, I think I like it better with the pick. I see that there is a question for me. I'm gonna answer it to it for a second. Let me just. Rest with the fingers. I think I like better the one with fingers. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I think it's a little smoother. Okay, can get rid of this. Timing could be greatly improved. I'm gonna see if we can quantize it a little bit. Let me have a look at the chat. Also, I have a question for me. Question for you. I'm most curious about the randomized function, since I think that's a great way to generate creative ideas. Maybe just an example or two. Absolutely. I also see that people are agreeing with me that fingers much better sound. Absolutely. I think so. It's definitely better. But I just wanted to try it out. You know, it's when you're producing. Let me take the input monitoring off. When you're producing, you're just, I'm sort of composing live here. So, I mean, last time was much scarier because I have zero ideas in place. This time, at least, we have a little bit of a framework to work with. But I'll just really like to do different takes and see what I like. The randomized function. Absolutely, it's great, and do send me questions on that, because I'm gonna take a lot of things for granted because I showed a lot of this stuff in part one. So it's good if you ask me, because I'm gonna take them for granted otherwise. So yeah, the randomized function. Here you have it. In simple concept, you basically have a sound, okay. And tweak it. It's basically going under the hood to randomize a bunch of parameters that the sound designer, me in this case, assigned to it. So it's just a really quick way to experiment a little bit and to come out with different sound just with a click. in concept, in full concept, shall we call it, rather than simple concept, I'm not sure. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more complex. You have a lot more going on. Actually, let me duplicate an instance of concept so I don't mess with the sound that we already created, right? So here you have it. Let me just use something. I'm gonna grab something from the stock preset. I think we used one that was called Icelandic Pad, which I really loved. There you have it. I love this one. Okay, it's a little low in the mix. Sorry. Okay, so here, if it works in the same way. So if I click on the dice, it changes the sound. So in this case, it's changing a lot the attack. So that means that the sound takes much longer to evolve. But if you go over here, you can see all the parameters that were assigned to the Tweakit modulation. So here you see that you have FM depth, so that's frequency modulation for the oscillator 1. You have the gain of oscillator 2. You have the resonance of the filter, and basically you can decide how much overall for all the parameters that you set up is are gonna be affected, or you can do it by single parameter. So you can very easily decide how much to randomize each parameter, which is really cool because it gives you variation, but in a very controlled way, which I think is great. And anything in concept is drag and drop. So it's very easy. You just want to change the depth of the flanger and assign it to the Tweakit button. You can just grab it and drop it over here. And then if you go back to Tweakit over here, you'll have it here, okay? And you can decide how much is going to be affected. You see how it's changing? And here is taking very incremental changes. Obviously, you can go nuts with it. Does it make sense? I hope I answered your question. So yes, absolutely, that's a great way and to come out with sounds quickly. And by the way, there are this is not going to be a tutorial on concept and on simple concepts. It's more about making music with those tools. But if you go on the Krotos Audio YouTube channel, there are some really comprehensive tutorial that go through every single parameter. So even if you don't own concept or simple concept, if you go there, you can just by looking at the tutorial, you can decide whether or not it works for you and for your workflow while creating music. And also have a look at part 1 because we did go through a lot of this stuff. All right, so let's keep going with this. I kind of like this bass. I'll make it work for now. The timing is far from being perfect, so I should probably quantize it a little bit, but I'm gonna do these final tweaks later on. So as I said, I wanted to duplicate this, okay? And I'm gonna copy exactly the same part. So just as a refresher, this is working with the drum kit. And I want to do something very similar with the bass. Let's see what I can come up with. So here the audio input, and by the way, the audio input you just need to assign whatever you want the source of the modulation to be within your session in the side chain. That's how it works in Logic. Every DAW is a little bit different in how you assign side chaining, but very easy to find this information. Sorry. And what we want is the bass. Actually, it's kind of important to name tracks in this instance. Let's call this electric bass to distinguish it from from the synth bass. Okay, so now if you go here on inputs, sorry, an instrument, you should find no, that's an audio track, of course. So it's electric bass over here. So you'll see that on audio input here, this should the metering should be going, because you'll see that it's getting the signal from the bass, and you can obviously adjust the pre-gain. So I think this is already cool, but it's sort of very similar to what we did with the kick drum. Let's hear them together. Could pan them a little bit left and right. Oh, the bass is muted. Not enough. There's a bit of movement going on. Just the pre-gain. Let's hear it in context. It's kind of cool. Let's see if we can. I didn't assign anything to the tweak here, so it's not gonna work that way. But let's see if I can maybe detune a little bit. A little bit of distortion, but let's put tape, which is a little mellower. So like now I want to, this is obviously very subtle because it's in context with the other one. For example, now I want to have a look at the resonance and drive of the filter, and this is perfect for a perfect way to use the tweak it button modulation. Bit of depth in it. It's kind of this dreamy vibe that I was going for. I think it works pretty well. There is some lag in the video. Let me see what's happening. All right, let me have a look. I'm not sure what I can do. It's telling me here that it's fine. It's is it? Here is telling me good connection, so I'm not sure what to do. You might be able to. Sorry, I'm reading the chat for a second. I don't think I can do much, guys. Here is telling me that there is. I'm not sure. I think I'll keep going, and you guys let me know if there are more problems. Okay, sounds like it's still okay. All right, I'll keep going then. Okay, sorry about that. I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe there was some dropping in the Wi-Fi, but anyway, let's keep going. So we got this. So you see now the resonance went really crazy. So tame it down a little bit. into this sort of wall of sound kind of thing. So might be a good way to do a little bit of guitar tracking. I said I wanted to move everything a couple of bars in so that we can write a little intro. Let me do that. Okay, so I want to leave this, this couple of bars. I want to find a cool guitar sound that works with this. So let me grab the guitar. Is your CPU or hard drive being used heavily? Yeah, you know what it might be. That is, I am gonna say this quickly. I have to put a very small buffer size because I'm playing a live instrument differently from last time. So if I didn't do that, my timing while playing would be awful. But as soon as I track, so let's do something. Let's track all the guitars now, and then we keep going with the rest, so that I can then increase the buffer size, and hopefully it's gonna be better for you guys. Okay, so let's do that. Let me grab my guitar. I need to find a pick. Oops. All right, for the guitar, I'm using a Line 6 Helix, which I really like how it sounds. There is I have the hardware in a rack in my studio, but there is this cool plugin to control it. Here I got a bunch of, so this is a modeling amp. I got a bunch of things that I did myself, like this one. But what I was thinking, there is a patch which is clearly inspired by actually one of my favorite bands of all time, which is Explosions in the Sky. I don't know if you guys knows those. First or second take, the bass was tighter. I was thinking about that. You are absolutely right. In fact, I'm gonna change it. But I just want to do a few of those. There was Sky Explosions. Yes, I think this might work really well. Let's have a listen to how this sounds. Something like that. Really cool explosion in the sky vibe, super reverberant with some delay as well. So let me see what I can come up with. Yeah, this is gonna be a super quick intro, and then with the same sound I'm gonna change pickup to the bridge, and I'm gonna do something that sort of mimics the bass in this section. Let's see. I'm gonna record right away. Okay, so we're gonna call this guitar 1 because I'm sure there are gonna be more than one. Okay, same story. I'm gonna record a couple of takes. Sorry. Actually, can already use this. I fit it in that way on purpose, so it's cool. This works. We'll keep it as is, because what I really want to play on is this. It's over here. want to go for this sort of twangy sound with a lot of reverb. With this, let's see. So this is like just like the bass because I'm very original. Can put some tremolo on it as well. Something like that. How about that? It's a bit Gilmour meets Dream Pop meets something else. Let me just grab a quick tuner for a second. Well, actually, sorry, tuning with all this stuff going on is a terrible idea. So let me do it on. Let me do it on my amp. Oh, so I got a lot of cables in the way. Unfortunately, I broke a string just today because the timing always needs to be perfect. So the G string, which is always the culprit, is not really in tune. All right, we should have it. Let me try and record this thing. What did I say? Wow, that's some reverb, right? All right, just like before, this has a long tail, so I really want to get a couple of takes and see what happens. Okay. And then we're gonna end with, we're gonna let it ring. How about that? Let's do it. Couple of mistakes. I'm gonna do it again. I'm playing with this pick, which I really like the sound of, and it's made from shell, not tortoise shell because it's legal, but it's really arty, old school. again. It's been long. Sorry about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Shall we keep it? Is it good enough? Let's take the last one. I don't play guitar enough anymore. I completely stopped playing live, so I'm a terrible guitar player. So we're gonna need to do a little bit of chopping around here. I think that the take 4 was better up until here. Let's see. It wasn't. That's it. Take 1. Take 3. It's alright. It could be better, but I don't want you to spend your entire evening looking at me trying to get the steak right. Alright. So we got these. Let's see where we're at. So this is guitar 2. Sounds alright. Let's do something for the B section over here, right? So here, what I want to do, so let's see, 80s guitar layer, section A, we've done that. Yeah, let's work a little bit on the section B. Here, before I fixed the snare, I really wanted to add some rhythmic elements to it. I wasn't quite sure that what these hi-hats were doing was enough. I mean, they're cool, but I think we could put something better. There is another concept patch that I created, which is called Movement. I made it. I don't know where I put my own presets. Movement. So here, so this is basically just a very short sound, right? But basically there is the decay assigned to the module over here. If you see, I got a bunch of stuff assigned to the module actually. So the module is really doing a lot in this patch. And sorry, it's pan right. And what I think it would be really cool was to use an arpeggiator in it, and to create to trigger the MIDI gates on this. And Concept doesn't have a built-in arpeggiator, but Logic has one. You can find loads of different ones. And what we can do is just to get one of the factory rhythms. Let me have a look. This normally like these groovy cycles. I'm just gonna try a couple of them. This is fun. A bit much. This is cool. So I want to do something a bit crazy, you know, like want to play this in while using the module. Just gonna play it in. Let's see what happens. When you use the arpeggiator, I was miraculously quite on time here, but when you're using an arpeggiator, a MIDI arpeggiator, it's important to quantize it, otherwise it obviously goes off time. And let me see what I did here with the module. We can probably fix it a bit. I mean, this is quite cool, isn't it? It's not bad, it's not bad. As you go in there, I haven't seen any questions. I mean, I can't keep up with the chat. So Linda, please, Linda Mihao, please do let me do write me on the chat if you want me to take some questions. But before we do that, I'm just want to write a little bit of a melody for this section, which I think would be really cool. To do that, we can use some simple concept for a change. My CPU is gonna explode now because you have a very small buffer size and you have a lot of instances of concept, but it doesn't matter. All right, so here's simple concept. Let's use this one a little bit. What can I write? What can I write? Let's find a cool sound first. I want a lead sound, I think. There you go, this is cool. This is instant 80s. Something like that. Sorry. Alright, this movement thing, this movement patch is very loud. So let's call this simple. Sorry. Let's call this simple concept lead. All right. I do like this sound, but I just want to see if there is something in the presets they made which is cool. It's called Gate to Edinburgh, Homage to the City. If we tweak the attack on this one, might be cool. Shorten the release. Tweak it a little bit. Let me see. All right. I'm gonna go with this melody before I forget it, and then see how I can tweak it. Nope. Nope. Something like that. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's kind of okay, isn't it? Let's quantize it a little bit. 8 notes though. Let me see. Okay, so here I want definitely some legato over here. Oh, sorry, that was wrong. Keep it in the wrong screen, the wrong hotkey. It's not bad. I can see a lot of things that we could do here. I think we should just layer this with guitars. What do you guys think? We used a lot of concept. This is basically, there is just concept and simple concept. There is one drum kit, which we did last time. Oh yeah, that's what I want to do with the drum kit. And then it's just guitars. So with the drum kit, there is a lot of this going on, which is cool, but it's really confusing. So what I was thinking, if we go to the snare, basically here you have your hole 2, which sends it to, if you remember it, we created this weird routing. So you can't remember what it is. So you have this aux track, which with the reverb, and then the gated reverb is sent to a delay, which is something that I really love to do here on Bus 34, but I think it's a bit much. So what I'm gonna do is gonna open the automation, and yeah, you see we already did it for the first section, but I think I want to automate it so that it only occurs where I wanted it to occur. So let's I have as a single tool the marquee tool for the selection. So I'm thinking maybe we can bypass it for the first 3 beats. Oops. Put the master fader down, and then on the final bit you have that sort of echo. How does that sound? Let me see. There you go. Yeah, this way it's a little bit cleaner, and it's like an effect without being too much. Because last time I was too excited about using this effect and I overused it, as usual. Is this right? I think it is. No, I messed up. So this one should go here. So let's do it again. Okay, yeah, so got this one on over here on first bit. It's 0 though, yeah. And then here. Let's see. Yeah, it works better, it's less distracting. Oh, yeah, compress it. I know it needs a lot of mixing, but I want to finish to lay down all the parts before we go to mixing, and it's already 7:15, so I think I want to finish the track first. I'm just feeling like we should layer in some guitars, but how are we doing with time? I'm looking at Linda and Michał. If you guys want to let me know how much I should keep going. I can do this the entire night, so just let me know. All right. Let me just have a look at the chat. Okay. Let's see. All right. So Linda is suggesting that since a few people need to leave, if we want to take a break to do the giveaway, and then I can keep going. It's quite far. So, all right. Take away. Okay, that's fun. It's in Italian there, which is fun. All right. Let me open my timpani patch. Are we ready? All right, so first winner is Daniele Cocomazzi. Congratulations, Daniele. All right. The second one is very hard to pronounce. Let me do it. It's Flash Svetahor. Sorry, I'm 100% sure that I butchered your name, but just for clarity, Linda is gonna write it down in the chat. Okay, so Daniele and Flash are the winners. So congratulations, guys. Let me clear up some tracks. All right. Should I keep going? Just let me know, guys. All right. It was fun. Well, I think we could maybe track another couple of guitars. What do you think? Let's try to. So I was gonna do maybe I was gonna do, you know, some guitar double tracking, maybe one left, one right, and then we put it together. But we don't have time. So how about we just do it with a stereo sound, and we use the same guitar. Let me just grab the Stratocaster. Check it in here. Just gonna do this quickly, okay? I think we need another kind of sound or something cleaner. Let me bring up again my Helix. I made a sound which I really like, which I call Cinematic Stratocaster. Just this sound. I think this would work quite well as a layer over here. I think I spoke too soon now, though, because I kind of need to work out the melody. Let me see. Oh, sorry. I was gonna bring up the score. So I'm gonna take this score again and see if I can work it out. I'm a terrible, terrible sight reader. Let me just work it out quickly. Oh, sorry, the input. The guitar is not input monitor. I'm gonna put it on the other screen, okay? Sorry about that. I'm gonna do it here. Oh, there was already a tremolo here. All right, reading the score here. Let's see. Kind of like that. Let's try. All right. Again, multiple takes. Can't hear it at all. Sorry. I need to increase the volume a little bit. Sorry about that. Now it should work better. It was too much. Could freeze a couple of tracks. Sorry guys, bear with me for a second. Alright, so now it's good. It should be better, but this also means that I'm gonna play very out of time because I'm gonna have a 30 milliseconds delay or something like that. So let's try, I'm not sure. Something like that. Let's do it again. Well, it was bad. I think the first take was actually better. It's very hard playing like that, and I mean I'm not a very good guitar player anyway, but with the 30 milliseconds delay it's pretty complicated. And because normally I use low latency mode, or I just monitor through my universal audio interface, but I can't now because of streaming with OBS, because I'm sending it to a monitoring track, so I can't bypass sends. It's very out of time. We need to redo it. Let's try it again. So it'd be cool, some reverb. Yeah, I can do it. Come on. More or less. I don't think I'm gonna have the time to do more of that. Let's see. Really out of time. It's a little bit. I mean, it's quite out of time because of the delay, but I'll have to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna steal your evening. Let's have a listen to it, and let's see if you can do something more, and then we'll close it. I love this sound. My favorite by far. Flow. The drums are really low and it's compressing. Just noticed that we've been streaming for 1 hour and a half, so I think in my be time to close it here. A lot of stuff that I still like to do on this one. I think this melody came out surprisingly well. The guitars definitely needs more take at a low buffer size so that I can actually play in time. And I could get here and start quantizing it with flex time, but I'm not gonna do that right now. The bass also needs to be tighter, but I quite like the way these two patches work together. The one modulated by the drum kit that we created last time, and the electric bass one. I think this is such a cool way this audio inputting in concept. The fact that you can, it's actually a very cool arrangement tool, because you basically can trigger stuff by audio, and that's so cool, and it's really nice the way it's integrated in the GUI. I think this is one of my favorite things in concept, together with just this drag and drop capabilities. And last time, if you remember, we imported the impulse response of that boat symbol. That was cool. So shall we close it here? Linda and Michal, please write me in our chat if you want me to answer any questions, letting me know anything. Otherwise, I will wrap it up here, I think. I'm just gonna have a quick look at the chat. All right, I'm just looking at the chat. Couldn't read any of it. All right. Okay. So there are no questions. So we can wrap it up. And thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. I'm gonna definitely finish this track and maybe post it. I'm gonna retrack the guitars and mix it a little bit, and maybe I can send it to the Krotos team, and they can share it around. And thank you so much for watching, and for last time as well. It was really a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time then. And thank you so much to the Krotos team for having me on this two live stream. It was really an honor, and I had a lot of fun. Thanks.